If you thought the culture wars were over, not quite. The Republicans have just recently introduced a bill to go after the LGBT community. They say it's to protect the First Amendment, but as you're going to see, it's nothing more than legalize discrimination. Now, last week, Senator Mike Lee introduced something called the First Amendment Defense Act, which is, of course, another wonderful Orwellian name for a bill that would actually have nothing to do with defending the First Amendment. It actually would make it illegal for private individuals and businesses to discriminate. So now, of course, you've heard of this freedom of religion stuff. That's pretty much what it is. It's a freedom of religion bill, which would basically make it legal for people to use their religious objections to deny people rights. Now, this is more, of course, you think about you're making the baker bake a cake for a gay wedding, and oh my God, that's against my religious sensibilities, and so, I'm not going to make you this horribly gay cake. Well, it's not like you're getting someone to draw, I don't know, two gay guys in the middle of coitus on your cake. No, that's not usually what happens. Although, that would be funny, admittedly. That's not what they're doing. It's just to make a cake, a normal wedding cake for just people that happen to be a gay couple. But it's actually more than just that. And conservatives love to point at that and say, look how absurd that is. Look at what the liberals are trying to do. They're trying to make you make gay cakes. But it's actually allowing a business to discriminate against customers goes far beyond that. In fact, look, you could end up having businesses that perform a vital service discriminate based on their religion. And by the way, corporations aren't people. They don't have religious rights. So this is absolutely ridiculous. You're a business. You are there to serve. You are there to sell a product or a service, not inflict morals upon everybody else. But anyway, let me give you some details about this. Now, the proposed law stipulates that the federal government cannot penalize, through what they call discriminatory action, any individual who speaks or acts in accordance with a sincerely held religious belief or moral conviction. Now, what are these moral convictions? Well, for one, that marriage is or should be recognized as a union of one man and one woman, or two individuals as recognized under federal law. Or, and get this, you'll love this one, or that sexual relationships outside of marriage are improper. Oh, so what? You're going to come after people who have premarital sex? No, I'm not going to serve you because I know you had premarital sex. I'm not going to give you this service. I'm not going to sell you shoes because you've had premarital sex. Now, realistically, think about who that's going to impact more. Can you tell if a dude has had premarital sex? Generally not. Generally, you would ask. And of course, the guy would be more than happy to admit it. I think in a lot of circumstances. But who can you tell more? A woman. For example, if she gets pregnant. Well, that's a big giveaway. It's not, immaculate conception that's happening there. No, you had sex. And you can tell. So this is a way, or can be used as a way to discriminate against women. Especially women who become single mothers. Wonderful. Get out of our bedrooms. Get out of our lives, man. You want to talk about big government, right? You want to talk about denying people rights. You're going to deny somebody a good or a service because of what you think is wrong or immoral. Get the fuck out of here. So let me give you some more impacts of this, right? Now, again, one of the biggest arguments against this is that it will actually undermine civil rights for people who are LGBTQ. Now, for example, following the U.S. Supreme Court decisions in U.S. v. Windsor and Obergefell v. Hodges, the same-sex married couples are entitled to all federal spousal benefits. Under FATA, individual businesses could run roughshod over the civil rights of these couples and deny them spousal benefits that they have earned and deserve. That would, of course, save these companies money. So what would companies do? Be like, oh, it looks like I've got a moral objection to giving spousal benefits, which is going to save me lots of money. Not only that, but Executive Order 11246 prohibits employment discrimination on the basis of sexual orientation and gender identity by federal contractors. However, under FATA, the federal government would be required to continue the contract with a nonprofit business or organization with a record of discriminatory employment practices against LGBTQ people if that employer cited their belief that same-sex marriage was wrong as the reason for the discrimination. So, here goes our taxpayer money into a company that can deny same-sex people employment. Look, it's not just about cakes anymore. Okay, this is about people getting jobs. This is about people being discriminated against when it comes to getting housing, affordable housing. It's like, no, we can turn you away and not let you live in our homes if you're gay. We don't want that kind of people around here. This is discrimination, pure and simple. And then, speaking of housing, the Department of Housing and Urban Development issued guidance that shelters receiving HUD grants must not discriminate against same-sex married couples. However, any organization could cite FATA and provide their religious conviction against same-sex marriage as a reason to put same-sex couples back on the streets. It's pure discrimination. Look, I know what they're doing this, right? Look, there's a lot of people out here in America that think, oh, no, you don't understand. It's not the gay people that are being discriminated against. It's Christians. The Christians, they're coming for your religion. No. See, here's the thing. You're not being discriminated against, at least in America, right? Now, there is discrimination of Christians and persecution of Christians in other countries. That is absolutely valid to point out, okay? But in America, there is no such thing. 44 of the last 45 presidents were basically white Christian. And I guess you could argue that some of the founding fathers weren't necessarily Christian. You had Thomas Jefferson with the Jefferson Bible, basically ripped out all the religious stuff out of it, all the miracles. It was like, here you go. This is my Bible. So, but you get my point. No, Christianity, the thing is that religion has run roughshod over people who are different religions, who are non-religious, who are LGBT. All the LGBT community is trying to do is trying to get protections. They are a minority that is persecuted, that has been persecuted for decades, for years, for centuries in different places. Them getting protections and them getting civil rights does not erode your own. The only thing that it erodes is your ability to discriminate against them. But of course, power wants to stay in power. And there are people out there that think, no, you don't understand. If they get more rights, well, then they're going to come after us the way that we've constantly come after them. And that's that mentality that's going on right now. There is that victimhood persecution complex that is going on. And look, there are people that thrive off this. There are organizations that thrive off this. There are political candidates that thrive off of this. And it's absolutely wrong. And it needs to be fought everywhere that it comes up. This, again, this so-called religious freedom bill, this First Amendment Defense Act, it's not a defense of the First Amendment. It's a destruction of civil rights for people who are different, who live their lives in a way that is different than you. You don't have to care about their life. You really don't. It's none of your business. Get out of our bedrooms. Get out of our lives and allow us to actually live free like we're supposed to. If you really believe in the First Amendment, you really believe in the Constitution, then these people deserve freedom just as much as you do. Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you want to see more like this, please hit the subscribe button below. And if you want to support truly independent progressive media, please consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/ TYT Nation.